Hello and welcome to Eye on Oakland. I'm Chuck Moss, your host, and we have a great guest, one of our favorite people, who is Christine Tvaroha, and I think I pronounced that right.
You did.
It's only been how many years? Oh, that's great. You are the Director of Senior Services for Bloomfield Township, and welcome back.
Thank you so much. Great to be here.
Oh, I'm glad to have you here. So, the hardball question. Got you here. You ready?
I'm ready.
What's new and exciting at Bloomfield Seniors?
How much time do we have?
You let me worry about that.
Okay,
You get started.
All right. So, so many things, actually. It's been an exciting year. 2024, we were able to secure a number of grants. So I'll start down the list telling about all of the investments and improvements that we've made.
Investments and improvements. I like the sound of that. What you got?
Okay. So we were fortunate to get a grant to reopen Friendship Club. So that's our adult day service, a much needed service that we had to shut down during the great shutdown, I like to say.
COVID.
Yes.
That's what everybody calls COVID. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, everybody was shut down. I will just say proudly that this show was only shut down for two months, and we got right back on the air. So
yes, I think we did a show together during that time
I'm sure we did.
Yes.
And the Moss Christmas party in 2020 went on anyway.
Okay.
Outside. Believe it or not, we had it outside in the garage, but we did do it. All right. So anyway, Friendship Club, that's respite care, right?
Exactly. It's adult day service. So for people who are living with their families in the community that are experiencing dementia, they will be able to come in and enjoy a whole range of programs. We have pet therapy, we have art therapy, live music, exercise, games, all kinds of things, hot meal with a group. And it's really social and it's really beautiful. And while that's happening, then the family caregivers are able to take some respite time, handle their own needs, maybe take a nap, maybe get to their own medical appointments or whatever it is they choose to do.
Well, I know from my daughter and her husband, now his stepfather has moved in. Okay. And it is, that is going to be an issue with them. So believe me, they're down in, if they were up here, I wouldn't worry. Down in North Carolina, I can't send them to Bloomfield Township. Now, we're going to back up here. Yeah. What exactly is the Township Senior Services? The name says it all, or what do you offer? Maybe I should, what don't you offer, but what do you offer?
Okay, so senior services, we actually have kind of two main areas of focus. And one is supportive services for people in need. So that might be ride to medical appointments for people who are no longer driving. It might be a hot meal delivered to their door through Meals on Wheels. We have support groups. We have Medicare enrollment and counseling. We have blood pressure checks. We do a friendly caller program. The adult day service is new to us. Or returning to us, and I hope I've hit them all. Minor home repair, which is really important.
I saw that, home repair.
Yes, so if people are income eligible, we are able to get contractors to come in and make improvements to their home for safety or for environmental efficiencies, that kind of thing, for $5,000 at a time. So that's a perfect program.
So basically keeping people in their homes.
As long as possible.
Which is what anyone wants anyway.
Everyone wants. You are right. The other thing, a new service too, related to minor home repair, so same thing, same category in terms of income eligibility. We were able to get chore funds through ARPA, through Oakland County, and we are right now helping people maintain their lawns, doing their snow removal, taking care of gutter cleaning and spring and fall cleanups, that sort of thing.
Yeah, well, we have a snow removal guy. You're looking at him. I think today will be like the third day in a row I'm going to be shoveling the snow if I'm dating the show. But there we go.
Yeah.
So now, Bloomfield Seniors is a big operation, and you said that there's supportive services for people in need.
Yes.
And then you have people that are, I would say, hale, hearty seniors. Folks, I'm 71. I like to think that I'm fairly hale and hearty, and we don't need those services. But you have programs for people who are just social programs, right?
Exactly. So the other part, in addition to those supportive services, we have the whole enrichment and recreation and fitness programming. So we have a warm water pool. We have an indoor walking track. We have, I would say, 70 different group fitness activities a week. New partnership that we've developed is with Silver Sneakers. A lot of people who are familiar with Medicare might be familiar with Silver Sneakers. So now with our contract with Silver Sneakers, township residents can have complimentary use of our fitness equipment. We have 42 pieces, and then also the walking track.
Yes, well, the pool, I unfortunately, my pool closed down.
Oh.
It was the LA Fitness. It's 5 minutes away. Now I got to drive farther.
Oh, yes.
Isn't it awful?
Yeah.
It was great. 5 minutes, I could be there. But yeah, so now the longer people can stay healthy, the longer they can stay fit, the better the quality of life for everybody concerned.
100%.
Right. Now, I was just looking.
One more thing, I'm sorry. The one thing I forgot in that whole enrichment and leisure is that we have fantastic presentations. Actually, we should have you come and talk.
I don't know that I have. I don't know that I have that much. I mean, when I was, in office, oh yeah, we could talk forever.
I don't know. We'll find some topics for you.
Yeah,
But
don't get me started.
we have some great history presenters, some retired professors from OU. We have people from the DIA, the docents come and present. So there's a whole range of presentations that are fantastic. And then we have our day trips program. So that's really been picking up again since, again, our COVID experience.
Now, COVID is, I hate to put it this way, but COVID was like 5 years ago.
I know, but it took people years to get comfortable being in a group and being in a tight setting in the bus, so to speak, right? People
Okay.
sitting next to each other. So it took us we were closed until May of 21, and then it took us like 2 years to get back in order. So I know I shouldn't reference it anymore, but
You can reference it. I don't mind because people still talk about it. Just so you know, we had the show. We went to remote in March. We were shut down, and we went back to remote either May or June. So went back. And then just the beginning of last year, which would be 23, I walked back into the studio for the first time in 4 years.
Yeah.
So it's amazing how little the place changes.
yes, except for our new cameras today.
Yeah, except for this, we're in this studio and not in the big one. I miss that big table. I like that table, but that's okay. So yeah, the thing is that enrichment. That's a great word to just keep people engaged.
Yeah.
Do you work with Senior Men's Club or any of those groups like the Birmingham? It's called Birmingham Bloomfield Senior Men's Club.
I'm familiar with them, very familiar. And we do trade information. Sometimes they might call us to say, hey, that sounded like a great speaker. Do you have their contact? Or they share their contacts with us. So yes, that's a nice kind of community partner that we have. I'd love to work with them on day trips because they don't own their own bus.
Would you?
I would.
That could be arranged.
Okay. I like
We'll talk.
it. Okay.
Yeah. So now, one thing you do have is a dedicated millage. That's how you
Yes.
pay for it all.
Yes.
How does that work?
Oh, thank you for asking. The
You're
millage
very welcome.
is so important to us. And here, I'm going to date myself. We got the first millage in '04, right? Then we had it renewed in '14, 80% approval. Had it renewed again in 2023, and the township board had recognized the financial difficulties that everyone was having, and so they were able to add a little bit to our millage. So now we're at 0.33 of a mill, and that is helping us to sustain the supportive services, although we still are charging, of course, something for people to enjoy the enrichment programming.
Sure, and you have your own facility.
We have a senior center, so 24,000 square feet. It is beautiful. I'm so happy to say we opened in '09, and people still come in today and say, really? This looks new. So we've had a great team of people keeping it up for us.
That's true. Now, I'm going to use the P word.
Yeah?
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Pickleball.
Oh, pickleball. Yes, super popular, fastest growing, sport for a lot of demographics, not just seniors anymore. A lot of children and schools are taking up pickleball. We ourselves are not designed for pickleball, but there are some organizations in the community that are. I think the Square Lake Racquet Club is doing something with pickleball, and then I think there's actually someone wanting to come in to build pickleball. Don't quote me on that. I thought I heard something about that at a township board meeting.
It's very possible. I know that my former health club has decided to go in to be a very big pickleball place with a very hefty monthly charge.
Oh.
Which threw me out.
Yeah.
I'm cheap. What can I say? So the township, the seniors, it's very big now. Who can use it? Only township residents, or can other people get in, or how?
Yes. So number one, you have to be 50 years of age or more, and you will get carded when you come in. You have to show your
Carded.
ID.
I haven't been carded since a concert by, I believe, the group X back in St. Andrews in 1983.
So we do ask for people's ID. And while non-residents are welcome for many of the programs, many of the enrichment programs, they do pay a higher fee. And also they get to enroll in or register for a program 2 weeks after township residents do. So we give a priority registration period for township residents.
For the people who pay for it.
Exactly. And then some certain things, like the use of the fitness equipment, is really township residents only. We need to preserve some things to the benefit of our residents.
Well, the people who are paying the millage.
Exactly.
Yep.
And what we find, we track this kind of data, and what we find is that anywhere between like 92, it's about 92% are township residents. So we have anywhere from 5 to 8% of people in different programs that are non-resident. So they're there, and it's helpful to us on the bottom line, but they are a small percentage of who we're serving.
Well, it's good to know that once again, the township residents are the people who pay the bills.
Yes.
And it's good to let other people in, but they should, non-residents, like a Birmingham resident, we should have to pay more.
Yeah. Or you could
it.
move to the township.
Not likely. I can't move. The dogs wouldn't like it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Besides, I like my house. So now you also do, you said Meals on Wheels. I used to drive Meals on Wheels back in the early, what do we call that decade? The zeros, the zips. But not in the township.
Oh.
How is Birmingham? How's that work?
Yeah, so we've actually made some very nice improvements. So people can sign up for Meals on Wheels, a hot meal delivered to their door. It is between like 10 and noon. They can just do 1 day a week. They could do 5 days a week. It's their choice. But we have a new component, several new components to the service, and one is you can order a frozen pack of either 3 meals or 5 meals to be delivered on Monday, and that way you can choose when you want to eat those meals, and you can save them, and that sort of thing. So that has added a little bit of flexibility that people seem to really like. And then we also have added the opportunity for people who maybe are not eligible for Meals on Wheels because they're quite mobile, but they're tired of cooking or they don't want to grocery shop. So you can actually, as a fully mobile person, order meals and pick them up at the center if you want. And those are called Meals on the Go.
Meals on the Go.
Yeah.
Well, once again, back to the COVID days, we got DoorDash and all kinds of things got started because of that. Now, anybody who is interested or in need or whatever, how do they contact you?
Yeah, so telephone, easy way, 248-723-3500.
Okay, and we will put that up on the screen, 723
3500.
3500.
Yep.
And the website?
Website, bloomfieldtwp.org.
Bloomfield for Township, twp.org.
Yes.
Now, if anybody is seeing this and thinks these are services or things they'd like to get involved in, that's how you contact. And we'll put those back up on the screen. Now, we're going to, in fact, I'll tell you what, we're going to be running out of time in the first segment. We're going to take a break, and we're going to come right back. So it's good to see you. You're looking good, by the way.
Thank
I must
you so
say.
much.
It's been a while. I'm doing good, and I am now officially a grandfather, so I guess I'm in the demographic. I know Birmingham is going to be doing some senior stuff, but we might talk about that. We might not. There's a lot of programs that you've got we'd like to know about. So stick with us. Don't go away. We're talking to Christine Tvaroha, Director of Bloomfield Senior Services. Don't go away. We'll be right back here on Eye on Oakland. Welcome back to Eye on Oakland. I'm Chuck Moss, your host. We're talking to Christine Tvaroha, who is the director of Bloomfield Senior Services. And believe me, if you don't need it right now, you're gonna, or you know somebody who is involved. Not just for the township residents either, but also for really anybody who wants to come in. You have to pay a little bit more, which is only fair because the township residents pay the millage. Now, we were talking about all the various things that I can put my glasses on and see if I can read here, is that we're talking about various programs. You have a lot of new stuff in the hopper. What's going on?
Thanks. We actually this year are focusing quite a bit on family caregivers. We know what's happening with our demographics. We know that our government systems are certainly not designed to care for the amount of people that will need care. So we're really working to support family caregivers. We've got a nice grant from it's called Exhale, the Family Caregiver Initiative. So we received funds to do several programs. I'll quickly run through them and then you ask away.
Go ahead.
All right. So this, we have a program called Caregiver Connect. So we're trying to create this group meeting once a month where caregivers can come together like a support group, right? And there's that element. But then there's more to it. We're bringing in other services that they can learn about that might support them in their caregiving duties. But we're also making it social and fun, a time for them to take a breath and relax, thus the name Exhale.
Exhale.
Yeah, we're providing a meal. We might do some fitness. We've done some laughing yoga. I mean, some just...
Wait a minute. What laughing yoga?
Yeah, that's a thing.
What is that?
So that is about laughing is actually, it changes your physiology temporarily, and it can produce relaxation and increase the oxygen flow all over your body. So something we all need.
Well, I know my wife and some of her friends have actually done goat yoga. and that to me seems a little... risque, a little odd, goat yoga. There's puppy yoga, which is what would happen at our house if you did yoga, because the wiener dogs would come in and get in on everything.
Yes.
But laugh. So what? They have you're doing yoga. Someone is saying do the cat, and somebody else is telling jokes.
It's seated, and there's training, and people get certified in this. So it's very specific. It's not as random as what you just described, and it's very valuable. Like the deep breathing alone is wonderful. But
I mean, okay, do the pose. What is it? The cat pose, or the butterfly, or the standing Tyrannosaurus, or something. And while you're doing that, someone comes in. It was a funny thing. I came here the other day. I just fell down, and this guy came up there. But hey, have you ever? I just think that would really be an interesting thing to do.
I'm going to let you know when the next one is.
Yeah, I got jokes. Let me tell you, got too many of them. So, but okay. So there is yoga. I've heard is a very good exercise.
Yeah, super for many parts of your physiology. The stretching, you want to be stretching, and yoga has that. The deep breathing, you want to have that. Mindfulness, I know that can get weird for some people, but just being in the moment is really good for your brain. So yeah, there's many benefits to yoga.
Yes, well, my wife does some of it. It's very good. I'm a swimmer, I think in the water. I'm a fish.
But that's kind of meditative if you think about swimming. It's the same. It's a repetitive motion. You're not getting a lot of outside input because you're in the water and you're going. I would say that's a form of meditation.
It's interesting.
Well.
I never thought of it as meditative. I was just thought of keeping your head above water and trying not to hit the end. Especially if you're doing backstroke.
Oh gosh, yes.
Oh yes. So what else?
Okay, so along with the Caregiver Connect, we have this beautiful program called Companion Cafe, and that's another opportunity for caregivers to come in. Oh, the Caregiver Connect, I should say that while they're doing Caregiver Connect, participating, their loved one who has dementia is in our friendship club. So they know that they're safe and nearby, but then they can really relax. So then the next layer is bringing the two people together. So care receivers and care givers, so the care partners, come to a program, and it's kind of similar. We're doing a lot of fun things. We're doing maybe an art demonstration. We did flower arranging. We have some social time. So they're meeting other families who are kind of walking that similar journey, but it's a really safe and fail-free type of experience for the person who has dementia. And live music, people are tapping their toes and singing along. It's actually kind of a moment in time where they can just be themselves, right? So that's
so nice to see. We were lucky. My mother lived to be 94, but she, I like to say, she was no more deranged as she ever was. And she said that about me. 94 years old, lived independently in Midland, Michigan, lived in the house she and my dad had built, was still driving, was still going to meetings, going to Rotary, and had about a 2.5 week fall off. And believe me, so we had none of the issues of taking the keys away or anything like that.
Yeah.
So we were lucky.
Yeah.
but not everybody has that.
Correct. That's right. And that's the thing. You really want to be providing a support so that people can be the best caregiver and then also maintain their health, because we all know that sometimes that caregiver becomes more ill than the person they're caring for. You know?
Yeah.
You've seen it probably in
We
your
have
friend
seen
circles.
it.
And,
yes.
Yeah.
Well, working on strength and that is because one thing we've learned is that people tend to go on, it's like they're going to go on forever until they don't.
Yeah.
And it's often a fall. Like my mother-in-law, she, fell and that was that. That was like 3 weeks later, she was gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
You would knock me over the feather if you told me when I sat and chatted with her on Halloween that she'd be dead by Christmas, but I never would have believed that. But a fall, and that will do it.
Yes. So that's an excellent segue. I'm sorry for your loss, but it's an
Well, it was in 2003, but there you go.
There you go. A perfect segue, because we have a new device, new machine it's called Smart Balance. So this is a machine that we were able to get with some grant money, and it will, one person at a time, it assesses their balance. There's some testing that happens. You're hanging on, so you're safe, but you close your eyes or you stand on one foot, and this computerized system tells you where your strengths are in balance and where your weaknesses are.
Really?
And then it has individualized training to give you strengthening in those areas for balance. So it's all about fall prevention.
That is something I'd be interested in.
Good. We'll set up, maybe we can do like an off-site show.
Yeah. Well,
or not. Make an appointment. Let's get you over there so you can try it and you can talk about it on the show.
That's not a bad idea because balance issues are they're there.
Yeah, it's a key component of maintaining your independence.
Yes. Yeah. Well, right now, of course, this is the Midwest. It is winter. Every flat surface you walk on, it's trying to kill you. It's ice everywhere.
Yes.
So every flat surface, every walking surface, is there. They're like it's like the orcs of Mordor. They're ready to they're looking at you, going, here he comes. So that is a good thing.
Yeah.
Now, what other programs? I mean, this caregiver programs strike me as the most necessary because I'm thinking about my daughter in North Carolina and her essentially father-in-law that they're taking care of now.
Yeah. So they're actually the sandwich generation, because do they have their own children?
Well, they don't.
Okay, yeah, but a lot of people are in that position.
Oh, yes.
Or you're in your peak part of your career and you're working and working and working, and then you have a family member that you need to care for.
Right.
It can really be traumatic for a family, and it can change people's financial situation, everything. So
very much.
We are definitely on the really a huge focus on caregiving services. So we've got Companion Cafe. We've got the Caregiver Connect. We've got Friendship Club going. And let's see. Oh, this is perfect. I'm not sure when this is going to air, but in February there's a National Caregiver Day.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, yep. I think it is the 20th or 21st. And so we just really want to raise awareness about caregivers. Sometimes caregivers don't even identify as a caregiver.
Yes.
It's just like, this is my spouse, this is our life.
Right.
So they're not even thinking about, I might need some resources. So we want to elevate awareness about caregiving and then how we can help. And then whatever we can't do, we're developing a database of other resources that other organizations provide. So we're really trying to do a significant outreach to caregivers.
Well, you guys are the gold standard.
Oh, thank you.
Well, you are. I mean, now I'll be honest, OPC up in Rochester is the platinum standard.
Because they're 4 times bigger than we are.
They're 4 times bigger. They've got more communities paying money in.
They do.
So that's if there was a community that was neighboring that was interested in getting into the business of having a senior center, what would you advise them to do to just kind of, would you have any general words of advice or not?
I do. I would say community input is everything. We did so many surveys, and it took years. We were working to develop the senior center and the senior department back in, I started in 95. So from 95 to 2000, we were doing a ton of work, did a major strategic plan with community leaders, and then that's how we were able to get the township board to agree to put a senior millage on the ballot in '04.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, good. There are neighboring communities that are looking into this right now.
Yes.
To say no more.
Yeah.
But yeah. So what else? I know that
Yeah.
you have. There's like. My wife worked at the opera. There are people always coming down to the opera.
Oh.
People coming down to see things. What else you got?
Oh my gosh! So they're going to the DSO. Oh, but hot, Michigan Central Station. right?
Yeah.
Hard to get in
Yeah.
a group setting. We have a sold-out trip going this week. We are setting up 2 additional trips, and we're probably going to set 2 more because the demand is really high. So that's been a very
You
exciting.
know, I haven't seen the inside of it.
Oh, come on.
The last time I was there was when I was in law school back in the late 70s, and it was still, you know, it's kind of, and it's funny because even 5 or 6 years ago, that whole area was, you know, that was a no-go zone.
Right.
We would kind of cut around through the back and underneath to get to Mexican Town, but now it's gorgeous,
It
absolutely
is
gorgeous.
gorgeous. Slo's Barbecue is right nearby. There's a great German restaurant nearby. So we are just
Well,
flooding that
Slo's, the
place.
thing about Slo's is you've got all these other little restaurants because when you get to Slo's and you find out it's a 3-hour wait.
Oh.
So you've got to go somewhere else.
Unless you go with our group, we have reservations.
Oh, yeah. Well, Slo's, we love Slo's. In fact, we went there for my birthday. But we
Oh, nice.
we did have to spend 2 hours just hanging out on the lawn by the train center with food trucks and people there. And I remember not that long ago where you wouldn't even cross the street.
Yeah,
So it's really wonderful to see. Kind of a metaphor for the whole downtown area.
I agree.
Let's see. So, boomers are here now. You're the
Yeah.
old people, right? Any special characteristic you're seeing there? I mean, is it like, you know, they got to have rock and roll? And marijuana's legal now. Who knew?
Yeah, that is funny that you say that referencing music because we are seeing a change, like in my career, right, over time. And now if we have a performer coming in and they're going to do some Beatles, oh, that's awesome. People love that.
Beatles. Yeah, that's Beatles. You do know the Beatles, you know, that was 60 years ago. Actually, 61 for the
Okay.
Ed Sullivan Show.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, okay. But I keep waiting for that Blue Oyster Cult retrospective. But what can I say?
You'll have to initiate it.
Yeah, right. Nobody but me. The Frank Zappa night will be definitely something.
I do want to touch on something that kind of
We're going
fits
to run
in.
out of time, so let's get on it.
Okay, it's something that I know that is close to your heart. We received additional grant last year through the county, ARPA funds, and we were able to transition our swimming pool into a salt pure sanitation system. So we are no longer using bromine. We say salt water, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a little bit of a misnomer, right? Because it's not like seawater. It's not the
No,
same
it's
amount
a
of
salt system.
It's a salt system, and it does convert to chlorine for the sanitation, but it's so much easier on your skin because it's pure chlorine instead of the ridiculous tabs you're buying at the grocery store or at the pool supply store.
I understand.
Yeah, so it's really so much better for people's skin. It's better for breathing, right? It's not releasing as many of the chlorallamines into the air. People are loving it.
Well, that's not bad. That's good. I mean, the chlorine pools, you know, it's been my life.
Yes,
But,
yeah.
the salt system sounds wonderful. Well,
Yeah.
so all these things, and swimming, of course, I'm sorry, I let my prejudices come through. I think that's the best, but all of it. So, Chris Tvaroha, once again, if anyone is interested in getting involved, if anyone wants to get information, see what's out there, we're going to put those numbers. What are the numbers again?
248-723-3500.
And we'll put that up on the screen. And then the website.
www.bloomfieldtwp.org.
Sounds good. We're going to have to leave it right there. We're talking with Christine Tvaroha, who is the Director of Senior Services for Bloomfield Township. I'm Chuck Moss, and thank you for joining us here on Eye on Oakland.